Well, as you can see, he's now turning left there. But he may want to come into this house here. There's a lot of activity going in
Could
here.
be that bloke in the silver car coming back again, couldn't it?
Could be, yeah.
So
or it
if
could
he
be his best mate wanting to go there and give him a hand with whatever he's doing. So potentially he needs to know exactly what we need, what we're doing, because he may well want to come into here.
Oh, right. And so if he knows that I might be moving away,
Yeah.
he may well think about letting me go first, is that
Yeah,
it?
he may well hold back a little bit.
Oh, right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's always worth considering that signal.
So it's only people who are on the road ahead of me. It's only cars that I have to worry about, isn't it?
Well, let's consider pedestrians as well. When do you think a signal would be useful to a pedestrian?
I didn't know they were any use for pedestrians, really.
Well, let's say we've got a pedestrian walking down here and he wants to cross the road in front of you, and he sees you're just parked here. He can't see that you're wanting to move off.
All right.
So he's looking at you, and you've got no signal, and all of a sudden he may well come out into the road here, and we're pulling off at the same time.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
So it's always courteous again to pop your signal on. Just let that pedestrian know exactly what you're doing, and the chances are he'll look at you, he'll know what you're doing, and he'll hold back from crossing the road there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're considering other road users and pedestrians as well with this
right,
signal.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Great stuff. So that's our observations.
Yeah.
And then we're going to move to safely and progressively move off. So, like I said to you before, we've got our gas and our clutch on that biting point. Okay, so we're holding it there. We've done our observations, and then we're going to let the handbrake down, or disengage the handbrake. What you've got on here, you've got a little button on the end here, at the end of the little stalk, and you're going to push that button in, and we just slowly and safely just push that handbrake down.
Oh yeah, Bob showed me how to do that last week, yeah.
Brilliant, that's great stuff. Okay, and what you'll find then is the car will start to slowly move off, and then we're just going to use small steering actions just to pull out into the middle of our side of the road here, and just imagine you've got these white lines down here. The other thing you can do is you can also, I can give you a point where we can just check that you're a metre away from the curb as well. So we're just heading out into the centre of our side of the road there.
All right.
Okay. Once we're in there, we just need to adjust our steering back. So if you look at my hands, we just need to adjust our steering back just so we're nice and straight. So we're just got a nice straight road here, so we're just going to run straight down the road. And then when I ask you to, I want you to do your observations. So I want you to check, where do you think we'd need to check as we move into the left?
Oh, the left door mirror.
Which mirror do we check first? Because do you remember me saying we check them in pairs?
Oh, pairs, yeah. Oh, this one first, isn't it?
So we're checking your internal mirror and...
I'm checking that one first because of, I'm trying to think now. Oh, true picture, isn't it?
That's it. That's it.
And then if I'm moving that way, I'm going to check that one for them cyclists, aren't I?
So you check, yeah, that's right. If you've got a car behind you, check your mirror. If you've got a car quite close behind you, what would you need to consider doing?
Would I use a signal?
Yeah. Yeah, so you might want to consider that signal, so he knows exactly what you're going to do. And what you tend to find sometimes is he'll actually pull back a bit and let you carry out that manoeuvre, and then he'll go around you.
Right.
So it's just letting that road user know exactly what you're going to do. The other thing you need to consider again, as we said with pedestrians, as you pull back in, we've got a pedestrian just walk past us there, but if you've got a lady walking down this side of the road here, you might want to consider a signal there.
Oh yeah, she might want to cross the road.
She might want to cross the road right in front of you. Okay. So we're just going to use, so watch my hands again, so this, I've got my pretend steering wheel here, so we're just going to use small steering actions here, just to bring the car out into the centre of our lane and then bring it back again.
Alright.
Okay.
Small.
Just small, like that. Okay. In order to get us back onto the to a safe position on the left-hand side of the road here, we're going to pick up a reference point. Now, what I mean by that is, if you're sat in your normal driving position, where does the curb cut into the front of the car?
Oh, just by the mark on the wiper there.
Okay. So what you need to do, that's what we call your reference point for bringing the car back into a good position on the left-hand side of the road. But I don't want you to look at that, just want you to glance at that, because your eyes really need to be on the, you know, looking around, looking ahead.
All right.
So just a quick glance, just to make sure you've got that reference point set
Yep.
up, and then you'll be safely on the left-hand side of the road.
Okay.
Okay? Great stuff. Want to give it a go?
Yeah. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come out a roll a minute.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to turn it around to give us a bit more room, because you've
Yeah.
you chopped the road in half.
Yeah.
haven't
What a toss.
you? Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, obviously the brief was way too long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of what you were talking about on the brief, you're going to talk me through on the move anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just give me the basics of prepare, observe, move, because you're going to be talking me through the rest anyway.
All right.
Yep. I think we'll probably be sitting here for about 25 minutes, haven't we?
More
Yeah?
than likely. Yeah. Okay.
But nearly all the ingredients were there, and again out of roll. I had to fill in some blanks here.
Yes. you
Yeah?
did, Yeah.
It's really important that if you're going to teach me something, don't just teach me the what. You have to come in with the why
Yeah.
and the how. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the what is going to mean nothing to me. I'm never going to learn by the what. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like when you were trying to explain the clutch, I'm never ever going to learn that by having the clutch too high, it's going to bring the back end of the car down and
Yeah.
the front of the car up. That's not going to stop me doing it. Yeah.
No. Okay.
But if I know, that as soon as I release that handbrake, the car is going to go shooting forward.
Yeah.
That is probably going to make me, as a real learner, think, well, I don't really want that to happen on my first
Yeah.
lesson, do I?
No, I did
Yeah?
try. I sort of vaguely tried to explain
Yeah,
it on that,
yeah,
but it was kind
it
of
was-
last minute.
Yeah, and it was a very good attempt. Yeah. Just need to practice the brief a little bit more.
Yeah.
Condense it down to about 5 to 6 minutes.
Oh, okay. Right.
Because all the stuff that you're talking me through here,
Yeah.
don't forget you're going to have to repeat that again in a few seconds.
Yeah.
Because it's what happens on the move is really important. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just condense it down into the POM.
Okay.
And then we never mentioned anything about. Well, we didn't mention very much about the stop routine.
No.
But you did actually mention about the fact that I'm going to have to check the mirrors and I'm going to have to consider a signal.
Yeah.
And you did consolidate the steering with me.
Yeah.
You're going to have a few problems controlling me, because you're going to be jumping in, and I know what you're going to say, and I'm telling you now before we do it, so you know, I don't want you to learn the hard way. Is you're going to say cover the brake,
Yeah.
and I ain't going to have a clue what cover the brake means.
Got
am I?
ya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really important to consolidate that. Yeah. Cover the brake means take your foot off the gas and do what?
And just hold your foot over the brake, but don't
yeah.
push it.
Yeah. Because obviously that's a really important control element.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially
yeah,
on
I've
this.
got that.
Especially on this being the first time that I'm going to be actually behind the wheel of a moving vehicle, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just turn the car around.
Okay, mate. Yeah.
Some mirror corner.
Getting warm now, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's getting warm now.
It is, isn't it?
Nice and lousy down here.
Nice price as well. This is probably the most expensive part of St Albans. I've actually heard it's outside London. This is probably the most expensive area outside London.
Bloody hell.
Okay, Andy, I've turned it around so it gives us a bit more room. I'm back in roll now, yeah?
Okay, fine. Okay, Tony. So one thing I didn't cover, which I need to just before we practice, is as we're moving over to park the car on the left-hand side, it's just how we control our foot controls.
All right.
Okay. So when I ask you to, I'm going to ask you to pull over to the left. So you need to come off your gas. So you take your foot off the gas, and I'm going to ask you to cover your brake. Now, have you heard that term before?
No.
Okay, well that basically means is you're putting your foot ready to press the brake pedal, but you're not actually pressing it, so you're covering it.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just coming out of roll here, just to make it clear to you why it's important to cover these, because these stages we're going through from the controls lesson to the moving up and stopping.
Yeah.
These are all things that you can use later on. Yeah. Like as from today, I will understand how to set myself up.
Yep.
Well, I would have understood that after the first lesson.
Yeah.
I've had to do my cockpit drill.
Yeah.
And then after today, I would understand what covering the brake means, which you're going to have to use, when you're teaching me emerging.
Yes.
And so forth, yeah?
Yeah.
From the first lesson, I would understand the setting of the gas, thickness of a pound coin.
Yeah.
I would understand the progressive braking by using the thickness of a pound coin,
Yes.
thickness of a pound coin, yeah?
Yeah.
So, you can then actually go back and think, well, what did he learn in his first lesson? What did he learn on the moving up and stopping, which is the second lesson?
Yeah.
And then when we come to the next lesson, these are bits you won't have to go over again because I will understand what POM means.
Yeah.
I will have a little bit of an understanding of the mirror, signal, position, speed, look routine.
Yes.
Which is basically what you mentioned as MSM, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm picking up all these bits of information as each lesson go on, yeah?
Okay.
So that's why before we actually got into the lesson, I came out of roll and explained to you that it's really important with this moving up and stopping to have a little bit of a consolidation at the end of the brief.
Yes.
To consolidate that I do understand covering the brake, because I'll be honest, I wouldn't have done it because I wouldn't have understood it.
Yeah.
I might have been down there on the floor trying to cover the brake with my hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's important that we agree the terminology you're going to use, because it is kind of technical language.
Yeah.
About the amount of steering. And you did say about this much. I'd have just said 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then what you can do is, if I go 5 minutes to the right, you can either tell me to then straighten the wheel up and then 5 minutes to the left. I'll understand that.
Okay.
Or we could go straight from 5 minutes to the right to 10 minutes to the left. Yeah?
Right.
Providing we've agreed and it's understandable in the English language, I'll be able to follow it.
Yeah.
If we haven't agreed it, it's going to be all over the place.
Yes.
That make sense?
Yes.
Yeah?
Totally. Got you. Okie dokie. Okay, Tony, so do you understand when I say cover the brake, what you need to do?
Yep, I've got to put my foot over it.
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
getting ready to brake.
Yeah.
We're going to use that a lot in future lessons when we're actually driving in all conditions, whether we're emerging, whether we're coming up to.
Yes, we have talked about that roll.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to go into it on this lesson.
Okay.
Yeah. And we've had a chat about the consolidation of the steering, so it's the technical language that you're going to use, isn't it?
Yeah. Got you. Thank you.
Right, so we get rid of your book, and I'll meet you and have a go at this.
Let's give it a go then, Tony, shall we?
Give it a go.
Why not? Okay, so first thing we're going to do is our POM routine.
All right.
So we're going to prepare the car.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so tell me how you're going to prepare the car to move off.
Oh, I shake this, don't I? Make sure it's got all that springiness in it.
That's it, so the car's in neutral.
Yeah.
What's the reason why we need that car in neutral?
Bob explained last week it jumped forward and it could even shoot down the road.
Absolutely. So, yeah. So it's, that would be quite potentially consequences could be quite hazardous to other road
Yeah.
users and pedestrians. Okay.
And then I'll start the engine.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll let go of the key.
There we go.
And that's telling you you're a tight git. You need to get some.
I'll do that later. Don't worry about it. Right. Okay. So we're going to check. We're going to first and foremost select first gear.
All right.
So we're going to put our clutch to the floor and just pop out of gear and put it back into neutral for me,
All right.
Tony. She actually went into third gear there.
All right.
Okay. So do you remember that the palming technique
Oh yeah.
we showed you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is, because you've got this little springy thing that shows you're in neutral, you need to just gently push that gear stick towards me before putting it up. So pretend first gear's
All right,
up in the corner here. So you're in first gear there. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to...
So, just coming out of roll again.
I didn't say yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Y there.
Yeah. You're telling me the what.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get it when you give me the reason why. Yeah.
You're right. Okay. No, I'll go back straight to that now. So the reason why we selected first gear is because that's the most powerful gear for the car.
Yeah.
Okay. If you move off in third gear, potentially the engine's going to just chug and potentially it could stall. Now, do you know what I mean by the term stall?
Oh, yeah. I heard my mates talk about it down the pub. And if I stall, I've got to buy the drinks tonight, so I'll do that in my first lesson. Anyway.
So the engine basically cuts out because
Yeah.
it can't cope with that gear.
Oh right.
Okay, and that leaves you not in control of the vehicle.
Right.
So again, potentially, what could be the consequences of that? If you've got other road users and pedestrians that we're always considering.
Well, I'd have to buy the drinks down the pub tonight, wouldn't I? That's a big consequence to me when I only earn £20 a week.
We need to be thinking about, yeah, I mean, I take your point on that. We need to be thinking about the road ahead, though, don't we? And what's going on around us. So if you're out of control of that vehicle, and let's say, for example, you've got that pedestrian wanting to cross in front of you, what you'll find is when the car stalls, you lose a lot of the braking action. So you're not going to be able to brake in time. And
Right, so if I stall, I'm going to just let it roll. If I stall, I'm going to be stuck in the middle of the road, aren't I?
yeah.
Yeah? Whoops.
Blimey. So if you stall, you're going to be stuck in the middle of the road, aren't you? So you're going to be causing a major hazard in this road.
Okay, so
Okay.
so you've told me how to get the gear, which is the what, yeah?
Yeah.
And then don't leave it there because you're on a hiding to nothing
Yeah.
if you start doing that on your lessons, yeah?
Yeah.
Come in with why it's important to get first gear, yeah?
Yeah.
And the consequences of me stalling.
Yeah.
Even if it's only the fact that I've got to buy the drinks down the pub tonight. But I mean, if I was to stall at any other time, let's say emerging at a junction,
Yeah.
the consequence of that would be there could be a car behind me.
Yes.
He sees me starting to move,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I'm not moving. He's going to run in the back of me, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the bits I'm going to learn from, yeah. So don't just come in with the what.
Yeah.
Come in with the how and the why, or the why and the how, whichever way you want to put it.
Yeah.
And the consequences, yeah, because they're the bits that the devil's in the detail, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm going to learn
That's
from
your
them,
learning.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I won't learn anything from the what, apart from the fact that I might get it right this time.
Yeah.
But the next time we got to move off, and you tell me to select first gear, it's going to be in third gear again, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we go from there.
Okay. Okay, Tony. So, like to select first gear, just using that palming method as we.
Oh, you've got to push the gear lever over to you
Yeah.
and forward.
That's it.
That's really handy when you can look down like that, isn't it?
It is, but then you're not looking at the road ahead, are you? So what we need to do is, that's why we use this palming method, because you don't need to look at that gear stick, because you need to be looking at the road ahead there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay. The reason why is basically because once this car's on the move, you've got to be looking around. You look at what's going on. We've got this car coming towards us.
It is hard to remember that where the gears are, isn't it?
That's why we use the palming method. So with just looking straight ahead. In fact, just pop it out of gear just for a second
All right.
again, Tony. Now just look straight ahead.
Yeah.
Put your palm on the gear stick,
All right.
and then, as I showed you before, if we just imagine first gear's up in this corner of the car, and we're just going to push it over towards me and then up into first gear.
Alright, can I just look at this picture a minute? So, first gear is there.
Yeah.
Oh, I get what you mean. Second gear is that wheel.
That wheel, that's it.
Third gear is that wheel.
No, third gear is right in the middle here.
Alright. And fourth gear is behind me.
So you've got first gear, second gear, and you've got third gear in the middle here. Fourth gear's right in the middle at the back there. Fifth gear's here, and your reverse is in the back
That'll
corner.
help me stop looking down, won't it?
So we've got first gear now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to set the gas. So do you remember with this thickness of a pound coin?
Oh yeah.
This progressive acceleration.
Yeah.
So we're just going to press the gas, the thickness of a pound coin. Just take your foot, pull your foot up a bit. Just the thickness of a pound coin. Just keep that in your head.
Oh, Bob said last week if I get a lively hum, is that right?
Could be in this car, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just all the time, just be thinking about the thickness of a pound coin, because you could be driving different cars that have different noises.
Oh,
So, you know, when you buy a car yourself, it might have a different noise. So just keep that thickness of a pound coin. And then what we're going to do?
It's not that important though, is it?
No.
What's not?
Your engine note. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So the reason why we need that thickness of the pound coin is because we don't want too many revs on the car, because when we bring the clutch up, the car could fly forward, could accelerate fast forward.
Alright.
And again, if we've got a pedestrian or another road user and we've accelerated forward, remember this guy that was coming into his driveway every 10 seconds, what would the consequences of that be if you've got too much gas and you surge forward like that? What do you think could happen?
Well, it'll probably be a bit of fun because I think got a chance to steer you, have I?
So again, you could drive straight into him, couldn't you?
Yeah,
potentially.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why we just use this thickness of a pound coin technique. So just keep that in your head. So we set the gas.
Yeah.
And now, like I showed you before, we're just going to gently bring the clutch up with the ball of your foot staying on the carpet there, on the floor, and we're just going to bring it up nice and slowly.
Ball of my foot on the floor.
So your heel here.
Oh, my heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just going to pivot your foot like this, just nice and slowly. Just bring the clutch up for me. Keep your eyes ahead.
Until the bonnet pops up, isn't it?
And what you'll hear is the engine note just drop slightly when that biting point just reaches. Can you stop? Put your foot down the clutch.
All the way down.
All the way down. Now, did you hear that creak? Did you feel the back of the car go down there?
Yeah.
That's you've just gone beyond your biting point there.
So I need to put the clutch right back down again to sort that, do I?
So you put your clutch. You need to just put your foot on the clutch. Just probably again thickness of a pound coin.
I'll just go down the thickness of a pound coin.
Yeah. So you're just
Right.
pushing that down thickness of a pound coin. Because you see, we actually started to move off there.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time bringing the clutch up in increments of a thickness of a pound coin. I'm going to be here all day, aren't I?
Yeah.
So we could try bringing it up a centimetre at a time, couldn't we?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
So you can control that a bit.
Yeah.
And this is me out of roll, by the way. Bring the clutch up a centimetre at a time, Tony. That's enough. Not a centimetre. That's enough. Not a centimetre. That's enough. Now keep your feet still.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like that. That's
Now,
good.
it's important.
So it's important we do that because
It's important we don't get the clutch. It's important we have biting point, because what'll happen if I don't have biting point?
well, again, your car will surge ahead, and you'll.
Well, if I haven't reached the biting point, I'm not going to move anywhere.
No.
If I go too far past the biting point, the car could shoot forward.
Yeah.
And as we haven't done any steering yet, that could be interesting, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Okay, Tony. So what I want you to do is just bring your clutch pedal up a centimetre at a time. So stop there.
All right.
Now, can you hear that engine note just drop a little bit there?
Yeah. Keep your
So keep your foot where it is.
feet still.
So keep your feet still, and you found your biting point now.
Yeah.
So we've prepared the car to move
Yeah.
off. So we're now going to go on to our observations.
All right.
So we're going to check. We're going to do the MSM routine. We're going to check our mirrors.
All right.
So what's the first mirror we looked?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay, so we can look through our internal mirror,
All right. Nobody there.
and we're going to check our door mirrors,
Nobody there.
and we're going to check our blind spot as well. So you're checking over your right shoulder,
Oh, nobody there.
right behind that door pillar, if you remember. So you're checking right behind there. That's it. Check that blind spot,
All right. Nobody
and
there.
we're checking also our blind spot behind the door pillar here.
Oh.
So we're checking through that back window there.
Yeah. So which one do I check last?
This one. Just go around.
Try the other way.
Go around the other way.
Which direction am I going to be going when I move away?
You're going to be going
That way.
that way. So that's last.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony. So we're going to check.
The interior mirror.
We're going to check our interior mirror.
Yeah. Nobody there.
Okay, and we're going to check our door mirrors,
Nobody there.
and we're going to check our blind spot on this side of the car. So we're going to check right the way back
All right.
over your shoulder
Nobody
there.
there.
We're going to check right the way back over your shoulder on behind on this on
Nobody
your
there.
side. And last thing we're going to do is we're going to just double check our internal mirror and our right hand door mirror there.
Yeah, it's very important you watch me when I'm checking, yeah, especially in these early stages when I don't know what the blind spot is, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to check our internal mirror, our right hand door mirror, and then we're just going to gently let the handbrake down.
No, you want to get me to check that blind spot, yeah?
So check that blind spot, Tony. So check right
That's
back,
fine.
right over your shoulder, Tony.
Yeah, just tell me exactly where it is on
That's
the
it.
first
So
one.
behind
Yeah,
this-
between the head restraint and the door pillar.
So behind the door pillar and between the head restraint there. Okay, that's your blind spot.
And now we're going to consider.
So now we're going to consider a signal. So you've done your observations. So we've got any cars coming
No.
towards us? We've got any cars behind us?
No.
Any
Oh,
pedestrians?
there's a learner car coming down behind me now.
Okay.
So I need to stick a
So
signal
no,
on that.
don't leave your signal off there, Tony.
All right.
I'm just going to let the learner come past.
All right.
What do you think the reasons for that would be?
Because he's swerving around a lot. I think he's teaching him how to drive while drunk, isn't he? Why are they going so fast? Why do they always swerve at that bit?
Weird, isn't it? So we didn't signal there.
No.
So we let the learner car through
Yeah.
because he may think we're pulling into that driveway,
Yeah, and he looks like he's drunk anyway, doesn't he?
and he's looking a little bit like that. So yeah, stick with Bob. You'll be all right. Okay, so we've done our observations. Although we've had a little chat there, so I need you to check your observations again, just in
So
case.
I've got to start around here.
So we're going to start.
Oh yeah, nobody do. Between that head restraint and that door pillar before you shout at me.
That's it. Well done.
That's all clear.
Well done. And then we're going to gently let our handbrake down.
I don't need a signal, do
You're going to consider your signal. Do you need a signal? Do you think,
I?
Tony?
No. So I have to be gentle with the handbrake, do I?
So bring it gently down to the floor.
Gently down. Really slow.
No, just as you normally would.
Oh, release
just a
the
normal-
handbrake, you mean?
Really,
All
that's
right,
the
yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Good word.
Oh, it's moving.
And then we're going to steer 5 minutes to the right,
All right.
and then bring it straight. Bring it straight, Tony. And then we're going to steer 5 minutes to the left,
All right.
and we need to keep that steering straight. Just steer to the right there. We need to get into the middle of this lane. Remember that white line down there?
No,
So
I
you need to
remember.
keep straight. Just put your gas down to the thickness of a pound coin.
All right.
Thickness of a pound coin,
All right.
Tony. Take it back there. Can you see how sensitive that is? So we're just going to keep our steering straight. And what I'd like you to do is just after this pillar box and before the lamppost, I want you to check your mirrors. So you're checking
Right.
your internal mirror and your left-hand mirror.
Right.
Consider your signal. Come off your gas.
All right.
Come off your gas. Cover the brake.
All right.
And then you're steering in, picking up your reference point here. Stop there.
All right.
Didn't tell you how much to steer, did I?
Yeah. Not
So-
easy to.
It's not, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, you want to control me a lot better, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
You
I
just
didn't tell you
panic-
how much to steer in the left there. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
that's-
you just panicked a little bit with the steering.
yeah.
Not a big problem, but obviously I have to. in roll, I have to go along with what you say.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's what you learn from.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah? Right, so I'll sort this one out myself.
All right.
I'll just turn it around here.
Okay.
How does that feel?
It's it's the why, isn't it? It's why you're doing it, and it's just being specifically saying how much you need to steer instead of saying steer to the left, because I know what I need to do, but I need to tell you.
It's steer 5 minutes to the right. Yeah. And you can even say that's enough.
Yeah.
And then you can take me back in increments of 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because we have actually consolidated both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all I need for you to do is actually tell me where you want me to go.
Yeah.
And I will actually follow you. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to worry. It's going to go wrong before it goes right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's part of the learning process.
Yes.
But you have to remember, with a real learner, this is a very realistic lesson.
Yes.
Yeah. A real learner who's never ever driven a car before will actually do exactly what you tell them.
Yeah.
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 So you know, if you tell them to steer, they will steer. If you say give it more gas, they'll give it more gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try again.
Go for it. Okay. Right. How did that feel, Tony, on that attempt there?
Yeah, not too bad.
Wasn't too bad, was it?
Yeah,
I think.
I like a bit of green at the end. Oh, that was grass, wasn't it?
Well, we'll touch on that in a minute. But I mean, you pulled off very well. You found your biting point, and you set your gas very, very well.
All right.
Don't forget when you select first gear, just use that palming method. Okay. So you bring in.
Right. So I've had just coming out of roll again. So I've had one little go at it.
Yeah.
So why don't you try and find out how much I can remember?
Okay.
So we're going to prepare the car. So you break it down into nice little small pieces for me, yeah?
Yeah.
So we're going to prepare the car. I'm going to remember bits of it, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You will. Yeah. Okay. All right, Tony. So well done for that attempt. We're going to try that again.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go through that POM and MSM routine again.
Right.
So what I'd like you to do is now prepare the car for me.
All right. I've got to put that clutch down, haven't I?
That's it.
And I've got to select first gear.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over to that wheel, isn't it?
That's it.
I've got to not look down. I've got to palm over to you
Well done.
and forward.
So you're in first gear now. Okay.
I want to check what learning's taking place. And why is it important?
And why is it important just to select first gear there?
Oh, because if I stall in the middle of the road, I'm going to be buying the drinks down the pub tonight, am I?
And what's the consequences of stalling in the middle of the road?
Well, if a car comes up the road like it is now,
Yeah.
it's going to have to stop and wait for me, ain't he? Or go around me.
Yeah. We could actually even drive into you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be the least of your worries.
Yeah.
Buying the drinks down the pub tonight,
Yeah.
then, wouldn't it? Okay, well done. So that's the reason why first gear is the most powerful gear to set off in. Okay,
Yeah.
so always make sure you're in first gear. Okay, carry on. So what do you need to do next with your preparing the car for move off?
Oh, is it the gas or the clutch? I can't remember.
So you're going to set your gas next,
Oh yeah,
aren't you?
yeah.
And can you remember what method we used to set your gas?
Oh, that pound coin bit, isn't it?
Yeah. And what we're going to do is thickness of a pound coin,
Oh,
isn't
thickness
it?
of a pound coin, yeah. A lively hum, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
So leave